Hello. Today we're going to explore a rare and historical U.S. coin, the Benjamin Franklin half dollar, featuring powerful inscriptions like Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum. Could you have one of these valuable coins? Make sure to watch till the end because today's information might surprise you. The 1952 United States half dollar is part of the famous Franklin half dollar series, a classic and highly collectible coin in American numismatic history. This coin was minted during a period of post-World War II economic growth in the United States, and it reflects both the artistic style and national values of that era. The obverse front of the coin features a detailed portrait of Benjamin Franklin, one of the most influential founding fathers of the United States. Designed by John R. Sinek, the portrait shows Franklin facing right, with the word Liberty inscribed above and the national motto, In God We Trust, placed along the lower edge. The year 1952 appears just above the shoulder truncation of Franklin, clearly marking the coin's minting date. Sinek's initials JRS can also be seen subtly engraved near the bust, which sparked minor controversy at the time, as some mistakenly associated them with political ideologies during the early Cold War era. On the reverse back, the coin prominently displays the Liberty Bell, a powerful icon representing freedom and independence in the United States. The bell is depicted with its famous crack clearly visible, adding authenticity and historical significance to the design. To the right of the bell is a small eagle, included to meet legal requirements that all half-dollar coins must feature an eagle. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions United States of America and half dollar, along with the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one. The design balances symbolism with simplicity, making it one of the most recognizable coin reverses in U.S. history. The 1952 Franklin half dollar was minted at 3 different facilities: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, marked with a D; and San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. Each mint produced millions of coins, with Philadelphia striking the highest number. Despite the large mintage, certain high-grade or well-preserved specimens, especially those with full bell lines, a term used by collectors to describe sharply struck horizontal lines on the Liberty Bell, are considered more valuable and desirable in the collector market. In terms of composition, the 1952 half dollar is made of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it both intrinsic metal value and collectible appeal. The coin weighs approximately 12.5 grams and has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, making it larger and heavier than many modern coins. The silver content alone makes these coins attractive to investors and collectors, especially during times when silver prices rise. Over the years, many of these coins have been melted down for their silver, which slightly reduces the number of surviving pieces in circulation today. The historical context of the 1952 Franklin half dollar adds further depth to its significance. This was a time when the United States was asserting itself as a global superpower during the early years of the Cold War. Coins from this era often carried strong patriotic themes, and the inclusion of national mottos like In God We Trust reflected the country's cultural and political identity during a period of ideological rivalry. The Franklin half dollar series itself was relatively short-lived, ending in 1963, after which it was replaced by the Kennedy half dollar following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Collectors today value the 1952 Franklin half dollar for its historical importance, silver content, and aesthetic appeal. While circulated examples are generally affordable, uncirculated coins in mint condition, especially those graded by professional services, can fetch significantly higher prices. Coins with minimal wear, strong luster, and sharp details are particularly prized. Additionally, variations between mint marks can influence value, with some collectors aiming to complete full sets from all 3 mints. In conclusion, the 1952 Franklin half dollar stands as a remarkable piece of American coinage, blending artistry, history, and intrinsic value. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a beginner collector, this coin offers a fascinating glimpse into mid-20th century America and remains a cornerstone of many coin collections around the world. The 1954 United States half dollar is a notable issue from the highly respected Franklin half dollar series, minted between 1948 and 1963. This series holds a special place in American numismatics because it honored Benjamin Franklin, one of the most influential and intellectual figures in U.S. history, rather than a president, a rare distinction in American coinage. The 1954 half dollar reflects the artistic simplicity and strong symbolism of mid-20th century America, a time marked by economic growth, cultural confidence, and the geopolitical tension of the Cold War. The coin's design was created by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, whose initials JRS can be found subtly placed on the obverse beneath Franklin's shoulder. On the obverse front of the 1954 half dollar, the portrait of Benjamin Franklin dominates the design. His profile is depicted facing right, with a calm and thoughtful expression that reflects his legacy as a statesman, scientist, inventor, and diplomat. Along the upper rim of the coin, the word liberty is boldly inscribed, representing one of the most fundamental values of the United States. Just below Franklin's chin appears the phrase, "In God we trust," which had become widely used on American coinage and reflected the nation's spiritual identity, especially during the 1950s when such expressions were emphasized as part of national unity. The date 1954 is clearly struck on the coin, identifying the year of minting. The overall layout of the obverse is clean and balanced, showcasing both artistry and meaning. The reverse back of the 1954 half dollar features one of the most iconic symbols in American history, the Liberty Bell. This bell, housed in Liberty Bell, is a symbol of independence and freedom, famously associated with the American Revolution. The bell is depicted with its well-known crack, which has become an essential part of its identity. To the right of the bell is a small eagle, included to meet the legal requirement that all U.S. silver coins of this denomination must feature an eagle. Surrounding the central design are the inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum, the Latin phrase meaning out of many, one, symbolizing the unity of the states. The denomination half dollar is engraved along the lower rim. Like the obverse, the reverse design is also credited to John R. Sinek, creating consistent and harmonious visual style. The 1954 Franklin half dollar was produced at 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 13 million coins, the Denver Mint produced around 25 million, and the San Francisco Mint issued roughly 4.9 million coins. Due to its lower mintage, the San Francisco issue is often more desirable among collectors, particularly in higher grades. Each of these coins is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it intrinsic value based on its precious metal content. The coin weighs approximately 12.5 grams and has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, with a reeded edge designed to prevent clipping and counterfeiting. Condition plays a major role in determining the value of a 1954 half dollar. Circulated coins, which show signs of wear from use, are generally valued based on their silver content, although they may carry a small premium depending on demand. Uncirculated coins, those that have not been used in everyday transactions, are significantly more valuable, especially when they exhibit strong strike quality and minimal imperfections. One of the most important features collectors look for in Franklin half dollars is the presence of full bell lines, FBL, on the Liberty Bell. These are the horizontal lines at the bottom of the bell that must be fully visible and uninterrupted. Coins with this designation are considered to be of superior quality and can command much higher prices in the market. High-grade examples, such as those graded MS65 or above by professional grading services, are especially prized. From a historical perspective, the 1954 Franklin half dollar represents a fascinating era in American history. The early to mid-1950s were characterized by economic prosperity, suburban expansion, and technological progress, alongside the challenges of the Cold War. Coins from this period were widely circulated and used in everyday life, making well-preserved examples increasingly rare today. For collectors and historians alike, the 1954 half dollar serves as a tangible connection to this important period in the nation's past. In conclusion, the 1954 United States Franklin half dollar is a remarkable coin that combines historical significance, artistic design, and intrinsic value. Featuring the distinguished image of Benjamin Franklin and the enduring symbol of the Liberty Bell, it stands as a tribute to the ideals of freedom and unity that define the United States. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a newcomer to numismatics, this coin offers a rich story and lasting appeal that continues to captivate enthusiasts around the world. The 1956 United States half dollar is part of the iconic Franklin half dollar series, minted from 1948 to 1963, and it stands as a powerful symbol of American heritage, leadership, and post-war identity. This coin reflects not only the artistry of mid-20th century coin design, but also the cultural and political values of the United States during a time of global influence and domestic growth. The obverse front of the coin features a distinguished portrait of Benjamin Franklin, one of the most respected founding fathers of the nation. Franklin was not only a statesman and diplomat, but also an inventor, writer, and philosopher, making his presence on U.S. currency deeply meaningful. The word liberty is inscribed prominently along the upper rim of the coin, symbolizing the nation's core principle of freedom. Just below Franklin's portrait appears a phrase, "In God we trust," which by the 1950s had become firmly established as a national motto, reflecting the country's spiritual and moral identity during the Cold War era. The date 1956 is clearly struck on the coin, marking the year of issue, and beneath Franklin's bust are the small initials JAS, representing the coin's designer, John R. Sinek. Turning to the reverse back of the 1956 half dollar, one finds a famous image of the Liberty Bell, an enduring symbol of American independence and unity. The Liberty Bell is depicted with its well-known crack, a detail that has become historically significant and instantly recognizable. To the right of the bell is a small eagle, included to satisfy the legal requirement that all U.S. silver coins of this denomination must feature an eagle. Surrounding the central design are the inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum, a Latin phrase meaning out of many, one, emphasizing the unity of the states. The denomination half dollar is inscribed along the bottom edge. The reverse design, like the obverse, was created by John R. Sinek, ensuring consistent artistic style throughout the coin. The 1956 Franklin half dollar was minted at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 4 million coins, the Denver Mint struck over 20 million, and the San Francisco Mint issued around 2.7 million coins. Due to its relatively low mintage, the 1956 Philadelphia issue is considered more desirable among collectors, especially in higher grades. Each coin is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it both historical and intrinsic value. It weighs about 12.5 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter, with a reeded edge that adds both security and visual appeal. One of the most important aspects of collecting the 1956 half dollar is its condition or grade. Coins that have been circulated typically show wear on Franklin's hair and the Liberty Bell, and their value is often tied closely to the current market price of silver. However, uncirculated coins, those that have never been used in everyday transactions, can be significantly more valuable. In particular, collectors seek out coins with full bell lines, FBL, where the horizontal lines on the Liberty Bell are fully visible and sharply struck. These details indicate a high-quality minting process and greatly increase the coin's desirability. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can fetch premium prices, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars depending on rarity and eye appeal. Historically, the 1956 Franklin half dollar represents a fascinating period in American history. The mid-1950s were marked by economic prosperity, suburban expansion, and technological advancement, alongside the tensions of the Cold War. Coins from this era were widely used in everyday commerce, making it somewhat rare to find them today in pristine condition. For numismatists and collectors, this coin is more than just a piece of silver. It is a tangible connection to a transformative time in the United States. In conclusion, the 1956 Franklin half dollar is a remarkable blend of artistry, history, and value. Its elegant design, featuring one of America's greatest historical figures and one of its most iconic symbols, makes it a favorite among collectors. Whether appreciated for its silver content, its historical background, or its numismatic significance, this coin continues to hold an important place in the world of coin collecting.